Something happened at Riviera this week that feels far bigger than another trophy presentation. It felt historic, felt emotional. And now, it's threatening to become one of the most controversial moments the PGA Tour has seen in years. We watched a breakthrough unfold on one of the most iconic stages in golf. A dream realized under blinding pressure with an electric crowd and a storybook finish within reach. But there's a shadow hanging over it now. And if what's being whispered behind the scenes develops into something official, the ripple effects could reshape the entire season in ways nobody anticipated. Jacob Bridgman came into Sunday at Riviera Country Club holding a 6-shot lead, 6 shots clear on that golf course against that field. For a stretch, it looked like a comfortable procession. He pushed it to 7, with 12 holes remaining, and that's when the wheels started turning in the wrong direction. Adam Scott went out and fired a 63 vintage and ruthless. Curtis Kiyama posted a 64, and then Rory McIlroy, the way only Rory can, ground out a 67 and applied that suffocating late Sunday pressure he's made a career of. 7 shots became 1. Bridgman later admitted he lost feeling in his hands on the putter. And anyone who's ever tried to protect a lead in a high-stakes moment knows that's not exaggeration. That's your nervous system running the show. He had pictured himself walking up 18 with a comfortable cushion, the tournament already decided. Instead, he stood over a 3-foot par putt to win by a single shot. He made it. 1 over on Sunday, a 1-shot victory over McIlroy and Kiyama, his first PGA Tour title. He also became the first player since Adam Scott in 2005 to play Riviera for the very first time and walk away with the championship. Bridgman said it himself. This was way better than anything he had ever dreamed. You could see it written across his face. But then the story shifted. Golf journalist Dan Rappaport, citing sources connected to McIlroy's representation, reported that Rory told people close to him he personally witnessed multiple rules violations by Bridgman across the 4 rounds. This wasn't casual frustration. After a tough loss, according to the report, McIlroy intends to formally present his concerns to the PGA Tour for an official review. Let that land for a moment. One of the biggest names in the sport potentially initiating a formal rules investigation after losing by a single stroke. It's not something you see every season. The allegations center on 2 specific situations. During the back 9 in rounds 2 and 3, the first involves improving the lie in round 2. Bridgman allegedly pressed his club into the turf near his ball with excessive force on multiple occasions before making his stroke. Under Rule 8.1 of the Rules of Golf, you cannot deliberately improve any condition affecting your shot, whether that's the lie, your stance, or your swing path. If intent can be established, that's a 2-stroke penalty per breach in stroke play. He won by 1. The second allegation involves a relief drop in round 3. Specifically that the ball was placed marginally outside the defined relief area. We're potentially talking millimeters, but at this level, millimeters decide outcomes. They change angles, they change lies, they change what shot is even possible. Relief procedures at this level are precise by design, and even minor deviation, if intentional, carries consequences. The critical word threading through all of this is intent. The PGA Tour is expected to conduct a full review using broadcast footage, high-definition camera angles, shot-link data, and possibly player interviews. Modern professional golf exists under a microscope where every movement can be slowed down and examined frame by frame. If violations are confirmed and penalties are assessed retroactively, the leaderboard changes. A career-defining win, FedEx Cup points, prize money, tour status. The entire narrative of a young player's breakthrough, all of it sits in an uncertain space right now. As of this moment, neither Bridgman nor the PGA Tour has issued any official statement. This is where it gets genuinely complicated, not just procedurally, but emotionally. Golf has always prided itself on integrity and self-policing. It's a foundational part of why this sport commands the respect it does. When a player of Rory McIlroy's stature raises formal concerns, dismissing them outright isn't the answer. But dragging a young player's first professional win through an investigation, for a single fact is confirmed, isn't fair either. As fans, we're caught between those 2 truths simultaneously. We watched something real and thrilling on Sunday. We felt every yard of that closing stretch. And now we're sitting with the uncomfortable question of whether everything we saw was entirely clean. If the review clears Bridgman completely, his win becomes an even richer story. A player who survived the chase, handled the pressure, and came out the other side of controversy standing tall. If penalties are applied, this becomes one of the most consequential rules decisions of the 2026 PGA Tour season, with implications that reach into the rankings, the locker room, the broader conversation about video scrutiny and the trust players carry into every competitive round they share. This isn't really about one tournament anymore. It's about what the modern PGA Tour looks like when technology puts every single decision under a lens that didn't exist a generation ago. We love the drama this game produces. We also love knowing the result we're celebrating is the right one. Right now, we're waiting on the facts, and the next few days are going to matter enormously.